Welcome everyone to Deep Dive Discussions. I'm your host, Professor Umbridge, and today we're exploring a fascinating theory. Could aliens be hiding in Earth's vast oceans? It's a concept that might sound like science fiction, but deserves serious consideration. I'm thrilled to be joined by two extraordinary experts in this field.
Thanks for having me. I'm Dr. Russo, marine biologist with 20 years of experience studying deep-sea anomalies. I've spent considerable time investigating unexplained phenomena in our oceans that conventional science struggles to explain.
And I'm Dr. Monica Chen, astrophysicist and former consultant for various space agencies. My research focuses on potential habitable environments for extraterrestrial life, including underwater ecosystems.
Wonderful to have you both. Today we'll explore everything from ancient sea myths to modern technological evidence, government secrecy, and what science really tells us about this possibility. Are we truly alone on this watery planet? Let's find out. Let's start by exploring what history tells us. Throughout human civilization, stories of strange underwater entities have persisted. Are these merely myths? Or could they be evidence of something more? Dr. Russo, what historical accounts stand out to you?
Professor, it's fascinating how consistent these stories are across cultures. Ancient Sumerians described fish people called Apkallu who brought knowledge to humanity. Greek myths speak of sirens and Poseidon's realm. Even the Dogon tribe of Africa had detailed knowledge of the Sirius star system, claiming water beings taught them.
What strikes me is how these stories often describe technology. Japanese Utsuro Bune accounts from 1803 detail a strange vessel washing ashore with a foreign woman inside. Vikings recorded underwater suns that would emerge and submerge.
Is it possible these weren't supernatural tales, but actual encounters, interpreted through the lens of their time?
Exactly. When people couldn't explain something, they created myths. But the consistency across isolated cultures is what makes these accounts worth investigating scientifically.
Now let's turn to the science behind this theory. Our oceans remain largely unexplored. About 80% is unmapped and unseen by human eyes. What does this mean for potential alien life? Dr. Chen?
It means we have an enormous blind spot right here on Earth. The deep ocean provides perfect conditions for concealment, crushing pressure, total darkness, and extreme environments that would challenge our detection methods.
Exactly. We've discovered extremophiles living near hydrothermal vents in conditions once thought impossible for life. There are bioluminescent creatures that communicate with light in ways we're just beginning to understand.
That's fascinating. Could these unusual adaptations suggest non-terrestrial origins?
It's possible. Ocean depths provide radiation shielding and stable temperatures that would be ideal for a technological civilization wanting to remain hidden.
And we keep finding unexplained ocean phenomena, underwater structures, unexplained sounds like the bloop, and USOs, unidentified submerged objects that behave unlike any known technology.
Let's talk about the technological evidence. We have sophisticated sonar systems and underwater drones, yet mysterious occurrences continue. What's your take on these technological anomalies?
Our technology has revealed some truly puzzling things. Navy sonar operators regularly detect objects moving at impossible speeds underwater, hundreds of knots, far beyond our capabilities. These objects can stop instantly and make 90-degree turns that would tear our submarines apart.
What's particularly interesting is how these objects transition between air and water effortlessly. Water is 800 times denser than air, yet these craft show no deceleration. That suggests technology far beyond our understanding.
Could these just be equipment malfunctions?
When multiple systems record the same event, and we have visual confirmation from pilots and crew, we have to consider something real is happening.
And remember, if you wanted to observe Earth undetected, hiding in our oceans makes perfect sense. You'd have access to water, could monitor our communications, and remain virtually invisible.
Many governments have classified files on underwater phenomena. What's your perspective on these official secrets and the theories they've sparked?
Well, the secrecy is real. The US Navy only recently acknowledged they've been tracking UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, for decades, including objects that enter and exit water. This suggests they know something significant.
What's telling is how many naval bases report these encounters. There's a pattern of activity near nuclear facilities and carrier groups. This isn't random. It suggests intelligence and purpose.
Why would governments hide this information?
National security is the standard answer. But there's also the panic factor. How would people react to confirmation of non-human intelligence living alongside us?
And technological advantage. If you recover advanced technology, you wouldn't share that with potential adversaries. Though I'm skeptical of claims about recovered craft, the secrecy itself is undeniable.
Movies like The Abyss and shows like Ancient Aliens have shaped public perception of underwater extraterrestrials. Do you think media helps or hinders serious scientific inquiry?
It's a double-edged sword. Films create interest, but they often sensationalize. The Abyss actually got some things right. If aliens wanted a stable environment, deep ocean trenches would be perfect. But Hollywood rarely distinguishes between evidence and fantasy.
I've noticed popular culture tends to depict ocean aliens as either monstrous threats or benevolent saviors. Reality would likely be much more complex. Beings with their own motivations that might seem completely foreign to us.
So media oversimplifies?
Absolutely. The real tragedy is that these simplistic portrayals make it harder for those of us studying genuine anomalies to be taken seriously.
Though I'll admit, sometimes science fiction inspires real scientific questions worth investigating. Many scientists were first inspired by Star Trek or similar shows.
Let's address the skepticism around this theory. Many scientists dismiss the oceanic alien hypothesis entirely. Why do you think that is, and what would you say to those skeptics?
Scientists are trained to be skeptical, which is good. The main objection is lack of physical evidence, no alien materials or bodies. But absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence, especially in an environment as hostile to exploration as the deep ocean.
From my perspective, the biggest hurdle is explaining why advanced beings would come all this way just to hide. Though if they're studying us without interfering, like how we observe wildlife, it makes perfect sense.
What evidence would convince the scientific community?
Unambiguous physical evidence. A material with non-terrestrial isotope ratios or technology that defies our understanding of physics.
But we should keep open minds. Remember, many scientific breakthroughs began as dismissed fringe theories.
So if these underwater beings do exist, what would it mean for humanity? How might this change our approach to ocean exploration?
It would change everything. First, we'd need to completely rethink our ocean policies. Right now, we treat oceans mainly as resources to exploit. If we're sharing them with another intelligent species, that would require new protections and agreements.
And our space programs might shift focus. We're looking for life on Mars and Europa, but maybe our biggest discovery is right here on Earth. Think of the technology we could learn from beings who've mastered underwater living.
Would contact be dangerous for us?
Not necessarily. They've had plenty of chances to harm us if that was their intention.
Exactly. We need to approach ocean exploration with more open minds. Every unexplained sonar contact or strange structure could be significant. The oceans aren't just Earth's final frontier. They might be our first contact zone.
We've covered incredible ground today, from ancient myths across cultures to unexplained phenomena in our oceans, technological evidence, and the scientific possibilities of oceanic alien life. What final thoughts would you like to share with our listeners?
I think the key takeaway is that our oceans remain Earth's greatest mystery. Whether or not aliens are hiding there, we've barely scratched the surface of understanding what lives in the deep. We should approach the unknown with scientific curiosity rather than dismissal.
I agree. The evidence isn't conclusive, but it's compelling enough that we should keep an open mind. The truth might be stranger than anything we've imagined.
Before we go, I ask all my guests this simple question. If you could see anything in the deepest part of the ocean, what would you hope to find?
An underwater civilization that could teach us how to better protect our oceans.
A technology that lets us explore space using water as a sustainable resource.
Thank you both, and thank you listeners for joining us on this deep dive into one of Earth's greatest mysteries.